Drivers fraternity in Manipur observes 37th Drivers' Day with call for driver safety along national highways and special insurance scheme. Manipur joins nation in observing Armed Forces Veterans Day 2026. Governor reaffirms government's commitment to veterans' welfare through healthcare, pensions, resettlement and skill development programs. Indefinite blockade of Kangpokpi to Churachandpur road underway as Ireng Naga villagers protest vandalism of village properties and threats, allegedly by KNFP cadres under suspension of operations. Combined team of security forces and forest department destroy mass illegal poppy cultivation in hill ranges of Senapati and Chandal districts. Kukizo people take out mass rally in Kuki-dominated areas, raising slogans demanding separate administration or union territory with legislator status and expedited political solution. And Manipur hosts 5 events of 69 National School Games Championship. Governor says championship aligns with India's vision of nurturing young sporting talent as country aspires to host 2036 Summer Olympics. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm JOYSHREE USHAM, bringing you the top stories and latest news at this hour. The 37th Drivers' Day was observed today to honor 319 drivers who lost their lives in the line of duty while transporting essential goods along Imphal-Zerbam and Imphal-Dimapur highways. Joint Coordinating Committee under All Manipur Road Transport Drivers and Motor Workers Union organized the event at Thau Ground in Thangmeiban. Speaking on the occasion, committee convener Maimom Anil Maite urged the state government to ensure drivers' safety on national highways. Additional Chief Secretary Anurag Bajpai, Transport Director K.H. Daina, SP Traffic Control Manipur, Chifang Cecilia Sopemla, union representatives and transporters took part in the event, among others. As part of the observance, gifts were distributed to 1,500 families of deceased drivers and to active drivers and handymen in recognition of their service. Anil recalled that Drivers' Day commemorates the January 1990 7-day protest at Koirengay Old Airfield against driver hardships, noting that challenges persist today and calling for safe, unhindered working conditions for drivers.
All Manipur Transport Drivers and Motor Worker Union Haisening Bidi, Masi, Singamasum Kamda, Lady Persa, Punamakidamantani, Asi, Tangla Lambi Anishida, the Sanabe 37 Amadin, Sanabe 2, High was Sangla Lambi Anishida, Awa Mishap Hangaga, drivers in China Manipur Prajagi, the Mukta, Sana, Tangla, whenever Yabata, we have a Mayamatori, Masi Punamaxi Manipur Labor, I could get Singamasum Kamila, CSO or licensing Mampuna, Kaminaga, I see drivers in Nasigi, Miang in the Muta Sabata, Viribani have a Kanbiraga, Punamanga. Drivers sing minung si thambiu drivers sing da what neiba to biganu hariba ngasi gi numit asidagi hauna manipur gi mafam kudimakta drivers sing bu miyang gi seba makalam na tohonba phangan biu haibasi appeal tawde.
Addressing the gathering, Additional Chief Secretary Anurag Bajpai praises drivers as the backbone of Manipur's transport system and economy, describing their work as a vital service connecting communities. He announced plans for a special welfare fund and insurance scheme for drivers and highlighted the government's ongoing road development projects, urging contractors to maintain quality standards. Bajpai also noted the launch of the first skill upgradation training for MST drivers and advised drivers to work responsibly, avoid intoxication and maintain good health. During the event, gifts were presented to IDPs at Thau Ground Relief Camp, blankets distributed to drivers and families, and a community feast was held.
I would appeal to the people who are putting hindrance on construction of good national highways. I would appeal that let the road be constructed as early as possible because it is required for the development of the state, safe transport system, safe life of our drivers and the people. The Transport Department, Government of Manipur remains committed to work closely with Drivers Association to improve road safety, enhance driver welfare and strengthen transport services. We are also examining how the welfare measures for the drivers can be worked upon. We are looking at if a kind of a driver welfare fund be created so that some kind of relief we can provide to the family of the drivers. We are also examining if there could be some kind of insurance programs for the drivers.
Manipur Drivers Association MDA, Highway Truck Owners Organization, Senapati District Truck Drivers Union, Senapati District Truck Owners Association and All Manipur Gurkha Truck Drivers and Owners Association also observed the 37th Manipur Drivers Day in honor of drivers at Manipur Press Club. Speaking on the sidelines, MDA General Secretary KSH Sanjay said, drivers play a vital role in society and deserve respect and protection. He urged the government to constitute a National Highway Protection Force to prevent harassment and extortion faced by drivers on the highways. He also appealed for comprehensive insurance coverage and welfare measures for drivers. Sanjay highlighted that drivers often work under harsh conditions, including adverse weather and unsafe environments, and called upon authorities to ensure they are not harassed by any agency along the highways while transporting goods for the public. During the program, a magazine titled Lamjel Loy was released and drivers who have served the community selflessly were felicitated. Attendees also paid floral tributes to portraits of late drivers on the occasion.
Asoyangang york matamsidang sagi Manipur Drivers Association ng ngamjaba mateng khara pangjaba natana sigiba nagiba sokiba jing driver jing handemen jing je masagi marna ingata ta tokpa hibam na tawai tare sungma mayam se matungna mo hojana thoktana ba lambi paringa sida Highway Protection Force thambiyo haibasi masi amna kuina mamang degi hauna dum haira labani thoring deba thodok tholopa kanda nga sagi akogi marna tabagi hibam je masi tadana ba ato pa state ta to country dadi driver jing damatna yai fana ba khoi insurance policy me am lei adubu Manipur gumba piklab state dadi driver na hawdula ba mi Pusida no magisang the other Pasakudima Pura Sangapani, the Heidi Habiraga, Sinda Kata Haiba Tabo and the Pangok Pidaba, diverging in Japanabaki Damata, then the Habangasi Vota, my program the insurance policy and the Potopida Base, Masia Kitan, Tama Kitan, Wajade, Masi Yaragadi, the arguments in Matam Dadi, Amuhana Masi, I honorable governor Puning Chinjinjadi.
Taking part in the event, Transport Deputy Director Samson Huidrom stated that the government is aware of the hardships faced by drivers in Manipur and is working on welfare schemes for their benefit. He acknowledged that while drivers receive limited returns, their work involves significant risk and challenges. He informed that to ease difficulties faced by drivers on highways, construction of an interstate truck terminal at Sekmai along Imphal-Dimapur Road has already begun, with plans to set up another terminal along the Zerbam route. Once operational, he said, the ISTTS are expected to provide safe resting and parking facilities for drivers, reducing their hardships during long journeys. Assuring that government will extend necessary support to drivers, he urged them to coordinate with concerned departments by submitting necessary documents to receive the benefits of various welfare measures.
Driver mayam asi akhoi sorong mapanda adum khamaga sak thongba khotba thengnajai adigi adum leidra toilet facility su phajana leibinate aduna ai koina department side dagi kariguma ISTT se Tuna Sangaraga, Tuna functional Helagadi, Driver Mayam, the Canada in Kanzi. Heidi Masina, Hogi, Hoskizu, Gomengoiva, City Malunda, Ayuki Punta, Dagina, Dangi Punta, the Sangatina, Six Later. See Marchita Driver Man for Habam in a race house when I spina, Suma ISTT. I think it's Zil and Bigis almost Shemagi plans with Layena, Taziko. Adana Siman Semagadi, for Driver done welfare or in a Kali.
37th Drivers' Day was also observed in Zerbam district, raising concerns over safety and protection of drivers while on duty. All Zerbam Road Transport Drivers Union organized the event at PWD Guest House in Zerbam's Babupara. ADC T.H. Manoranjan, additional SP T.H. Kamaljit and social activist N. Buddhachandra graced the event. Speaking on the occasion, Union Vice President S. Pratap highlighted incidents of drivers being kidnapped or harassed while transporting goods and passengers, particularly on the Imphal-Zerbam route and at checkpost. Drivers appealed to authorities for better protection, stressing that they face risk while performing their duties. Attendees paid floral tributes to photos of late drivers, and their families were presented with humble gifts.
Highway Kuta that Asita, Daily Driver Singing, Diana, and Kai to Bike or J. Post Kayada, by Posta Pasakaiva, Mase, Kapitan, I believe, Nikaragani, after the Parama, what the Mama,
Drivers' Day was also observed at Hairok Part 2 Mayalekai Upper Primary School. All Hairok Diesel Auto Honor and Driver Action Committee organized the event in association with Diesel Auto Associations operating on the Hairok Thaubal and Hairok Champrathong Wangjing routes. Attendees paid floral tributes to the photographs of 8 deceased drivers, followed by a 2-minute silence in their memory. Manipur today joined the nation in observing Armed Forces Veterans Day 2026 at Manipur State Film Development Society Auditorium in Palace Compound, paying tribute to the selfless service and supreme sacrifice of the country's veterans. Addressing the event, Governor Ajay Kumar Bhala lauded the sons of Manipur for their bravery and dedication in guarding the nation's borders and maintaining internal security. He said, the state has produced many decorated soldiers who uphold the values of courage, discipline and patriotism. The governor noted that Veterans Day commemorates the retirement of Field Marshal K.M. Karyappa and honors generations of soldiers who have served the nation, describing the occasion as a reflection of the enduring bond between the nation and its armed forces. He urged society to inspire young minds to serve the nation in uniform and highlighted the professionalism of the Indian Armed Forces, citing recent operations and progress in indigenous defense production under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. He also reaffirmed the government's commitment to veterans' welfare through healthcare, pensions, resettlement and skill development programs. As part of the observance, gifts were presented to ex-servicemen in recognition of their service and sacrifice. MLA T.H. Biswajit, Chief Secretary P.K. Goyal, Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh, senior police officials and families of deceased ex-servicemen attended the event.
Consistently demonstrated courage, discipline and patriotism, holding a special pride in India's military history. The sons and daughters of Manipur have served the nation with exceptional distinction, from safeguarding borders to maintaining internal security. The state has produced remarkable number of decorated soldiers, reflecting its deep martial tradition. Our veterans have displayed courage in adversity, discipline in action, and their commitment to be the finest values of service. Even after retirement, they continue to contribute to our society. In recent years, Indian Armed Forces have demonstrated exemplary professionalism through successful missions and operations aimed at safeguarding national security and maintaining peace and stability.
President Draupadi Murmu pays tribute to ex-servicemen on Armed Forces Veterans Day, stating that their unwavering courage continues to inspire the nation. She said Veterans Day and Armed Forces Flag Day are occasions to honor brave soldiers and extend meaningful support to them, expressing confidence that veterans will remain committed to the nation's cause. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh also saluted veterans and serving personnel for their courage, honor and service. He said their sacrifices formed the living shelter of the nation and reaffirmed the government's firm commitment to the dignity, welfare and well-being of veterans, serving personnel and their families. All Manipur United Clubs Organization Amuko and allied groups criticized the government of India for failing to resolve the ongoing crisis in Manipur. Speaking to media at Amuko office in Kwakaitel today, Amuko President S. Sanjoy warned that the center would be held accountable for any consequences of continued unrest. Sanjoy alleged that since 1990, multiple ethnic conflicts in the state have claimed lives and destroyed properties, yet the government has taken no effective measures. He accused the center of pursuing policies aimed at weakening Manipur and called for immediate corrective action. Leaders of PLM, PAM, Amawova, COHR and MSF were present during the press meet.
Kudakta government Indiana fattaba policy sing ase loilam da chathaba policy sing ase lokthok kadamni to kadamni lep kadamni madam di makoini irang ase sagala matung da black law kaya mu ri impose ostalaktana aikoi gi landam ase yamna sathiba miot minai le o henduna khunai asu kangkhung sai na honor ko ase aikoi kaidum sul mangana yaroi maram aduna government Indiana chathalagi lalong khudimak aikoi Manipur miyamna khangli aduna government Indiana aikoi Manipur Sathar Rival Alusing as a Manipur Miamna, Parak, Hanjan Tambikrabani, Makata, Tambirakana, section to Pay. Thank you.
Kokomi convener Khuraija Mathoba says Manipur government's response to IDP rehabilitation and resettlement demands was unsatisfactory. He revealed that while government claimed several IDPs have already been resettled, it failed to provide a specific timeline for the return of all the displaced persons. Speaking at Kokomi office in Lamphel today, Athoba said Kokomi will seek a detailed report from the Chief Secretary and Home Secretary. He added that while consultations with the central government are ongoing for IDP rehabilitation, and the January 12 mass protest compelled the state government to respond. He stressed the state must act against those using the term buffer zone, issue a warning and initiate administrative and legal action against those using the term, uphold free movement and restore peace in the state. He also alleged that armed Sioux cadres in hill areas are intimidating civilians and urged the center to end its policy supporting narco-terrorists.
Handak mamang da torbung da thoki ba thogdo ko myam khangre aduda aki akhang pirakpa terrorize tok matam da adui mayok ta khoi state na chapchaba madugi FIR pale ma tawre hairaga su ngasi bodo kana tawno kamai tawno kana chena ba phare habase ulai aman ba khara lokhatpa du tawbul taroga adum buji bodo ma khata da leikhiba sina state ki paikhali ba thabok sigi accountability si miyam na doubt leibagi issue ma leibaduna adu India government gi su moi gi proxy war gi podama yaw busina moina delay tactics si tawrakanda adui campaign si makhata na thangtharakadra haibagi chingna ba khoi da yam leibe namdana khoi Miam ki pokum pi de biaro habudo koi thoroga lojare koina pamba progress report ki data sing hapak tabasina maram oirakanda hojik lairiba president rule ki administration si they are directly answerable and accountable to the people of Manipur and the people of Manipur na khangningi ba masigi transparency leina miam da information share tawudabadi yaroi.
Manipur Youth League Mayol President Asem Prince condemns the state's electoral politics as rife with corruption, cheating and vote buying. Speaking to media at Mayol office in Konung Mamang today, he said the government has failed to address the ongoing 3-year crisis and continues to violate citizens' Article 19 rights by restricting free movement. Prince added that the state's situation reflects the incompetence of those in charge. He highlighted Mayol's year-long mass awareness campaign under the banner Politics Vote for National Regeneration, aimed at ensuring free and fair elections, and urged students, women's groups, CSOs, senior citizens and intellectuals to actively support the initiative.
Article 19 gi yauriba right to free movement bok ta ekoi fangan leiri masi punamaki tholokliba khudimak problem sing asigi horok famdi Ekhoi Miamna politics pu Nathiduna Tamuba, Loinana, Langak asi, Mangam Sandaba, Langak asi Pandagum, Layak Padagini. Aduna Afaba Langa Matandrabadi, Manipugi Tunglamchet, Manipugi Nahasingi, Maraiba, Kamda Wadagi have a pharmacy Torpana Maram Arakanda, Mayolda, Miam Hupna, politics book coming in Nabagi Amadi, Lakadoriba, State Assembly election asida, free and fair Oiba, Mikulgi Kangonama, Botama, Winabi the Makta, High Ribasahi Machuna, campaign as a Pantok Gadavani.
Indefinite blockade of Kangpokpi to Churachandpur road is underway as residents of Ireng Naga village protest the alleged vandalism of village properties and the painting of slogans such as "Cookie Land" and "Stay Away" on the village memorial stone by KNFP cadres under suspension of operations. Villagers said the incident occurred on January 11 evening when the village gate and waiting shed were damaged and the memorial stone defaced. Condemning what they term intimidation despite the presence of state and central security forces, residents blocked the road on January 12, leaving several vehicles stranded. They further alleged that a self-styled KNFP leader identifying himself as Tiger threatened the village chairman over the phone to lift the blockade, warning of attacks on Naga people. Around 30 armed KNFP cadres reportedly arrived at the protest site later and issued threats in the presence of CRPF and district police, whom villagers accused of remaining silent. Linking the incident to tensions over alleged poppy cultivation, zoo camps and road construction in Naga areas, the villagers demanded immediate and strict action against those involved.
Aikoigi Central Force Laijay, State ki Force Laijabane, militant su ground the Laiba Taragasu, Amanabu respect the Laipam Tokpane Atabo, respect Yao the Mamon, the Moina direct in cross Toraga, Moibu, Karib the Tawet of Satana Zangaga, Maning Tamna Lairaba Pavada, Central Force na, Aikoi Laibane, Aikoimang the Atu Tobiyatiana, Kitang Waham the Sukan to Magadi, Central Sport about Ama Webigi respect of the Vane, Adu Topam Topamoit of the Aduna Taide, Chopnaki Central Singso, Puki support me have said when a lowing. Maduna, Maram with an Aquated this Central to Madraka or a trend, Tazaba Yabse Quinta, Yaw Drebsema, Iring Kunjaki Tarapta, Masi Waise, Akweki, or even people stick it up from Waikaratam.
Meanwhile, press note from Haumi Youth Front condemns the recent vandalism at Ireng Liangmai village allegedly by armed Kuki groups. A combined team of security forces and forest department destroyed around 65 acres of poppy fields at Govok Hill Range under Chakpikarong police station in Chandel district yesterday as part of war against drugs campaign. 2 temporary huts along with poppy pots and seeds found at the site were also destroyed during the operation. A combined team of security forces, forest department and executive magistrate also destroyed around 30 acres of poppy fields at Sadim Hills Range under Senapati police station in Senapati district yesterday as part of the ongoing state government's war against drugs campaign. Kuki-Zo people today took out a massive rally under the initiative of Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum ITLF in Churachandpur from 11 a.m., raising slogans demanding separate administration, union territory with legislature and an expedited political solution. Similar rallies were held simultaneously in Kangpokpi, Chandel and other Kuki-Zo areas, urging the central government to act swiftly. In Churachandpur, the rally began from Selmat, Koite and Renkai grounds and converged at Peace Ground in Tuibong, where leaders from ITLF, Kuki-Zo Council, Kuki CSOs and INPs addressed the gathering. A memorandum seeking early political resolution was submitted to the Ministry of Home Affairs through Churachandpur DC Dharun Kumar. The memorandum seeks an urgent political solution to Manipur crisis, including a separate administration under Article 239A. The council also raised concerns over resettlement of Meitei IDPs in buffer zones, jurisdictional encroachments, obstruction of road projects in hill areas, and protection of Kuki-Zo lands, which they claim are in the Imphal Valley. The rallies remained mostly peaceful. Kuki-Zo people in border town More also took out a mass rally under the initiative of Kuki-Zo Council demanding separate administration. Protesters carried placards bearing slogans such as "Separation is the only solution," "Political solution is our right," "Justice delayed is justice denied," and "We cannot be part of Meitei government." Members of various Kuki civil society organizations joined the rally, which passed through major areas of the border town before culminating at Hill Tribal Council Office complex. In support of the rally, a total shutdown was imposed in More from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Kuki-Zo people in Chandel district also took out mass rally demanding for separate administration and union territory. Now with that, it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on BJP Manipur Pradesh's press meet on Viksit Bharat, Guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin, VBG Ramji. Keep watching Impact News.
Free Gynecology Camp January tha asi Cervical Cancer Awareness Month tabaga iroinana Siza Urban OPD Kaisampatna lakadoriba January tang 12 dagi 13 phawba ayuk pung 8 dagi ama phawba Free Gynecology Camp pangthokjagadori. Free Gynecology Consultation, free ultrasound screening loinana investigations and procedures singda 10% concession su pizagadori. Akupa marol kidamak pizariba number asida paw phawbiro.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. BJP Manipur Pradesh President A. Sada says the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin VBG Ramji scheme aims to promote employment and rural livelihoods in panchayat areas as part of India's Viksit Bharat initiative. Speaking to media at Thambal Shanglen in Imphal today, A. Sharda accused the Congress of carrying out campaign against VBG Ramji scheme. She said, unlike the previous MG NREGA, which provide 100 days of employment in a year, under VBG Ramji scheme, employment guarantee is enhanced to 125 days per year per rural household. Sarda emphasized that the scheme will ensure transparency in implementation and strengthen rural livelihoods. Taking part in the press meet, BJP State Vice President C.H. Chidananda clarified that funding share under the scheme is same as MG NREGA, which is 90% share by centre and 10% share by state for Himalayan states, including Manipur. He criticized the Congress party of misleading the scheme.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯄꯒꯤ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯄꯨꯈꯠꯂꯛꯇꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯇꯧ ꯀꯔꯝꯍꯥꯏ ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯚꯥꯔꯠ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯂꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯕꯤꯛꯁꯤꯠ ꯚꯥꯔꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯗ ꯐꯥꯔꯁ ꯄꯟꯆꯥꯌꯠꯁꯤ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯍꯟꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯠꯌꯦꯡꯁꯤꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯂꯥꯛꯏꯁꯤ VBG ꯔꯥꯝꯖꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯤꯝꯁꯤꯅ ꯀꯌꯥꯝ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯄꯤꯒꯗꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯐ꯭ꯌꯨꯆꯔꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯂꯣꯡ ꯚꯤꯖꯟꯗ 2047ꯒꯤ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯦꯠꯁꯤ ꯇꯧꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯁꯦꯝꯃꯛꯄ ꯄꯣꯠꯅꯦꯕ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯑꯃꯗꯗꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯁ꯭ꯀꯤꯝꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯣ ꯑꯦꯅꯤ ꯊꯕꯛꯁꯤ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯍꯟꯖꯟ ꯍꯟꯖꯟꯅ ꯐꯣꯇꯣ ꯂꯧꯔꯒ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯊꯥꯕꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯃꯛꯇ ꯁꯥꯕ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯁꯨ ꯑꯃꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯄꯪꯇꯧꯗ ꯇꯧꯁꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯌꯥꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗꯧꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯝꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯔꯣꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯦ PM Gati Shaktiꯒꯤ ꯃꯈꯥꯗ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯇꯦꯛꯅꯣꯂꯣꯖꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯦꯡꯁꯤ ꯂꯧꯗꯅ ꯗꯤꯚꯦꯂꯞ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯄꯟꯆꯥꯌꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯁꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯗꯩꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯤꯕ.
State Fisheries Director T. Pullen stresses the need for greater transparency between fish farmers and the department to make Manipur self-reliant in fish production. He was speaking today at stakeholders workshop on sustaining livelihood and ecosystem in Loktak Lake, a synergy of indigenous fisheries practices and advanced technology. The workshop was organized at ICAR Manipur Center, Loktak Farmers Training Hall, with support from ICAR National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources, Lucknow, under NEH and SCSP components in collaboration with Krishi Vigyan Kendra and ICAR Research Complex for NEH Region, Manipur Center. Pullen highlighted Moirang, Loktak and Thanga as the backbone of the state's fishery sector. He noted that while Manipur has over 63,000 hectares of wetlands, only about 40,000 hectares are utilized, adding that proper use of unused wetlands can meet local fish demand.
Beneficiary selection koi department na su adagi koi ichini na using na su kamoi seng ba aina department se da lerak ta se chahi ama khatang hazal ka dore chahi par am da se da bajti I learned many things from the past things ko je kamai to phakanda beneficiary ki kana blori sing se koi department la pa kangu sing sina ma gi maming da mutani mai bi gi maming da mutani ane mo ki maming da mutani atmai to raga hanjana lauraga koi ki scheme sing se gi beneficiary sing ja koi na target to seriba thangai sing ma na puthok Europe, but what district officers in the fair and selection to be on free and fair selection to Mapan the control to
Manipur's distinct indigenous duck breed, Manipuri duck, locally known as Maitenganu, has been approved for unique breed registration. The breed registration certificate was presented to CAU Imphal by Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Rural Development Shivraj Singh Chauhan today. The unique breed certification was achieved under the initiative of CAU Imphal Vice Chancellor Dr. Anupam Mishra. The duck breed was approved for registration by Breed Registration Committee at its 13th annual meeting held on January 12 in New Delhi. The breed is now registered at the ICAR National Bureau of Animal Genetics Resources, Karnal, Haryana. Struggling Women's Association Kangleipak observed its 8th Foundation Day today at Ima Yaifa Shangle Community Hall, Sagolban Tera Lukram Leirak under the banner Kangleipaki Nupi Singna Kunaigi Damak Lorak Liba Thaudang. Association President T.H. Romi Bala said the organization works to empower women, particularly the marginalized and those affected by hardship. She urged women to live with dignity, courage and strength and to actively contribute towards building a better society.
Leibakidamagta isu kaya amada khumang chauksin amadi mangjin thana nupi sing ase hanba leitana ngasi phawboda koi changsin jaragli amadi tungda lakadoriba isu kaya amadi koina nupi singidamakta thauna leina pangal leina aranba lambida chatkhidanabagidamagta aikoigi struggling women association Kangleipaki manungda leiriba lukhrabi oihaurabi tangai pharadana marai bakthi haurabi sing ase aikoi punsinaduna amatta oina koi khongpham chena leminaduna ngasigi khunai asida aikoi chunupi amani hingdaba yade tungi isagi damakta amadi tungi mirolgi damakta amadi khunai asigi damakta aikoi punna saruk yaminaduna aikoi mating leba nupi ama amamam oina lepangamnabagi damakta ngasi khunai asida ida Struggling Women Association na khongpham chetna lepsari.
Imphal Heart Institute has successfully treated an elderly heart attack patient from Kohima, Nagaland. The patient experienced a chest pain on December 25 and was transported by road, reaching the institute after a 5-hour journey. Upon arrival, the cardiac emergency team provided immediate care followed by a primary angioplasty stent insertion led by the cardiac specialist. The patient is now stable and recovering. The institute has performed over 400 open heart surgeries, 650 angioplasties and 200 pacemaker implantations, establishing itself as a premier center for time-critical cardiac emergencies in the region. A 2026 yearly calendar featuring the names and photographs of martyrs of Anglo-Manipur War of 1891 was released today at Kangla. The calendar was unveiled by a team led by Justice Committee Chairman Joy Chandra Konthaujam. The photographs and names of Anglo-Manipur War heroes included in the calendar were meticulously collected by the committee after an extensive and long-term research effort. Kashamthong MLA Nishikan Sapam felicitated Soraisam Santi Lema, Secretary General of Nongchup Imphal, Palem Ima Punba Loop at his residence in Thauda Bhabuk Lekai today. Soraisam Santi Lema was recently honored with Dr. Ambedkar Fellowship National Award 2025 by Bharatiya Dalit Sahitya Academy during the 41st Dalit Writers National Conference held in New Delhi. A team of Liklam Ngakpa voluntary organization extended monetary assistance to 2 IDP families whose prefabricated houses at Utlo Sajor relief camp were damaged in a fire incident. The support is part of the organization's ongoing relief initiatives for violence-affected people in the state. It may be recalled that the 2 fabricated houses were damaged in a fire on January 12, the cause of which is yet to be ascertained. Renowned Manipur theatre artist Ima Sabitri was conferred with Beli Bahurupi Ranga Govara Award. The award was presented to Sabitri during the ongoing 8-day Bahurupi National Theatre Festival 2026 held at Rangayana, Mysuru. 91st birth anniversary of eminent Manipuri literature and songwriter B. Jentakumar was observed at Manipur Hindi Parishad Auditorium in Imphal today. Pahari Memorial Trust President Chongtham Kamala, Asailup Manipur President Dilip Mayangbam and former convener of Manipuri Language Advisory Board Sahitya Academy, New Delhi, Nomaitem Kiran Kumar graced the event. Speakers remembered Jentakumar's legacy as the lyricist of Manipur state song Sanalebag Manipur and his contributions to Manipuri language, literature and music. Joint press statement from Hairog Apunba Club and Hairog Apunba Merapaibi appeals to the general public, organizations and local bodies of Hairog to refrain from organizing festive events such as musical concerts, movie screenings and lotteries in view of the upcoming Class 10 and 12 examinations. The statement also urged the public to avoid organizing picnics within areas under their jurisdiction during the examination period. Now moving on to international news. A passenger train traveling from Bangkok to northeastern Thailand derailed today in Sikyo district, Nakhon Ratchasima province after a construction crane fell onto one of its carriages. Authorities said 22 people were killed and over 30 injured among the 195 passengers on board. Preliminary reports indicate the crane was part of a high-speed railway construction project running parallel to the existing line. As the train passed through the site, the crane reportedly lost balance and struck a moving carriage, causing several coaches to derail. Parts of the train briefly caught fire, adding to the chaos. Emergency responders, including firefighters, medical teams, and disaster relief units, rushed to the scene to rescue trapped passengers and provide aid. Officials are investigating the incident to determine the exact cause of the crane collapse. Iran's crackdown on nationwide anti-government protests is being described as the most violent in contemporary history, with human rights groups reporting over 2,500 deaths. Authorities are reportedly preparing to execute Irfan Soltani, a protester, sparking international condemnation. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noel Barrot calls the repression unprecedented, while U.S. President Donald Trump urged protesters to continue demonstrations and warned Tehran to show humanity, announced plans for tariffs on countries doing business with Iran, though no formal order has been issued. Rights groups report widespread mass arrests, internet blackouts, and lethal force being used to suppress protests over economic hardship and opposition to the Islamic Republic's clerical rule. China has reiterated support for Iran's stability, opposing external interference, while Iran's UN mission accused the U.S. of inciting unrest and threatening military action, calling Trump's remarks a violation of international law. The unrest has drawn growing global scrutiny, with fears that Tehran may use executions to quell dissent. Human rights organizations continue to call for urgent international intervention to prevent further bloodshed. Goel, YAS Secretary, and Praveen and YAS, especially as the country aspires to host the 2036 Summer Olympics.
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has repeatedly emphasized the importance of fitness and active lifestyle for a strong nation through initiatives such as Fit India Movement, Khelo India, and his call to combat lifestyle disease like obesity. He has reminded us that a healthy India is a powerful India, and right from the young age we have to practice that. Manipur, often called as sports powerhouse of India, takes great pride in hosting the national event. This land has produced Olympians, world champions, and countless role models who have shown how determination and perseverance can overcome all odds.
International footballer and former India women's team captain Loitongbam Ashalata says she plans to open a football academy after retirement to nurture young talent at the grassroots level. She shared her vision during the inauguration of 5-day football coaching camp at Kaisham Turf Ground, Yaripok Top Chingtha, Imphal East District today. The camp is being organized by Ashalata in collaboration with Aditi Chauhan Foundation and has 42 girls aged between 7 to 12 years participating. Ashalata said Manipur has earned global recognition in sports and stressed the need for sustained grassroots training. She urged young players to stay committed and called upon parents to support and encourage their children.
tungi punsida moi da makta platform ma tv raga moi da opportunity pinning bagi da makta ina si football festival da start tau jami da sing na ga ai horo pa matam da ai gi football ga education ni je ani mak chat pa phung jagi da ba aduna anak pa mafam da football su tambaya ba aduga like su tambaya ba ani mak chat pa yana bagi da makta ina football festival je starting hoji ho jabani player cam thoglei atraga parents je cam involve oi ha ba se ai hana khangning bagi da makta ina 5 days oina workshop ki type ta ho jabani adugi matung dai ai sagi on academy plan tawjari ba ado kaiguma angang sing sina interest oi ba oi tar ga di festival se hek loi ba matung da ai continue adum coaching je adum continue tawjagani.
Speaking on the sidelines, social activist K. Jackson said the football coaching initiative by international player Loitongmam Ashalata to groom young talent from the grassroots is highly commendable. He noted that her achievements inspire young players and stress the need for parental support while maintaining a balance between education and sports. Now, before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Drivers Fraternity in Manipur observes 37th Drivers' Day with call for driver safety along national highways and special insurance scheme. Manipur joins nation in observing Armed Forces Veterans Day 2026. Governor reaffirms government's commitment to veterans' welfare through healthcare, pensions, resettlement and skill development programs.